What up? What up? It's your boy Milano back at it again, my friends. Ooh, you hear that? Crackling. You know I'm about to make it happen. You know, a lot of people probably wonder, man, Milano, why you do these lives all late? But because I be working a lot and I sleep a lot during the day. But I'm being honest with you guys, gonna try to shout out to you, Jamie. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. We finally got Jamie's in here. First one in the building. That's looking right. That's looking right. Make sure y'all hit the like button when you come in. But yeah, man. A lot of these guys. The topic of today is fantasy versus reality. Why guys aren't getting their desired female overseas. Now we're talking pros or non-pros, right, guys? So some of these guys, man, I've been to Brazil where guys literally went to Brazil and got something you would never even travel to even Sasua for, let alone Brazil. Yes, sir. I'm at work just chilling, about to grab a coffee. I appreciate you. But yeah, and like I said, I'm not being judgmental because everybody knows I done had my chicks, my BBWs, whatever. I'm not looking down on brothers, but at the same time, a lot of guys like, yo, a lot of Flyboy Fresh just got back from you. I need to go, man. Man, shoot, I thought my videos would motivate you more. I'm surprised my videos ain't motivate you to go to Cuba. Because I'll be honest with you, shout out to Industry with Keys and shout out to Flyboy Way, because Flyboy Way did motivate me to go to Cuba. But I think I'll be honest with you. So Flyboy Way does have the visuals. Me and him about a what and what with that, but he's on a different path. His is more pro Afro Latinas to get Afro Americans with Afro Latinas, that type of stuff. So his vibe is totally different from mine. So you can't be competition if you're different areas. I will say I even told Industry Sukis I think I have better visuals than him and a lot of the guys as far as Havana Cuba. Even with Brazil, when I came out and this one guy even was denying me like, oh yeah, they've been having stuff on Cuba. I mean on Brazil. I'm sorry, they've been having stuff on Brazil, but I was like, yo, they didn't have the visuals like I did, bro. I had the visuals. Like guys were hiding these damn Brazilian women. So, and I felt like some of the guys, Keys, I think he put out the Cuba video did pretty good. But I think I had more visuals where you could really see what you this guy is funny. You could really see what you can get your hands on in good old Havana, Cuba, man. Yeah. Yeah. And Jamie's, I told Flyboy, check out Salt Sukar Bar, the Salt Sukar Bar. You would really get a lot of talent. You get a lot of opportunities in the Salt Sukar Bar, right? But, right? So, but there's a lot of guys that aren't getting the women they want. Now, speaking of Flyboy, right? Fresh. A lot of guys now. I want to touch on this subject because it's a good thing you brought him up. With him, a lot of guys are looking at him like, "Yo, you ain't getting better looking women. You ain't getting the women that we want." But guys, here's the thing, and this is why I put this up here: fantasy from reality. Why guys ain't getting the desired females overseas, and this is a whole perception thing, right? Because a lot of guys think Flyboy Way, shout out to him. A lot of guys think Flyboy Way is not getting his desired women. But the women that he wants, he's probably comfortable with. And on top of that, he probably is able to have more fun with. And this is why I'm saying, guys aren't getting the desired because let's be honest. Every guy wants that top 10 tier, that not peer, top 10 tier female overseas, whether she's a pro or non-pro. Everybody wants that top tier female, but sometimes you can't get her, or two, it's just the juice ain't worth the squeeze. You get what I'm saying? The juice ain't worth the squeeze. So a lot of guys are not going to pursue that baddie with the fatty because she might come with a lot of headaches, a lot of problems. Shout out to Flyboy Wave Fresh. He said, yo, if you guys get these baddies, they don't want to be on camera. They don't want to do no filming, no pictures, no nothing. So even if he does want a top tier girl, not saying he can't get one. I'm not saying he can't get one, but the top tier women might not mix in with the chemistry. A lot of guys when they go overseas, they don't get the desired women they really want. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these women that these guys encounter, and I mean, throw myself under the bus. They don't be the first choice. Old girl, when guys used to, the chick I had that she was Dominican, people called her Auntie, Campbell Soup, whatever. She wasn't my first choice, but the chemistry is, if the chemistry is good, a lot of guys rather chemistry versus you being the baddest chick in that town or that country or being one of the top baddest. You know, a lot of guys want comfort more than pleasure. And when I mean pleasure, you know, pleasure on the eyes, like, you know, they'd rather have something they can relate to than something just to flex on. You know what I mean? No shots at QB Pass for flexing. And, you know, some guys can get their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? Fortunately, QB Passport Flexing, he has a baddie. His main his well, I'll say his girlfriend of 4 years. I'm not gonna say main because I don't want to get in trouble. His girlfriend of 4 years is actually a baddie. Like she is gorgeous. You know what I mean? And some guys could say, oh well, she's a pro, she's this, she's that. But at the end of the day, after 4 years of consistency, and I'm all about consistency, guys. Consistency wins in everything, guys. Consistency wins when it comes to women, working, getting your money up, traveling, accomplish any type of goals you want. Consistency is everything. And this man, shout out to QB Passport Flexing, has proven he has that consistency because he has been with this woman. He said 4 years. I know I've known him for 3 years, so there's no cap on that. He's been with her for a while. So I cannot question this man's situation, nor anybody else should. Now, I will throw shots a little bit at him and tell him, yo, you need to tighten up with the Spanish. And, you know, as usual, he's going to tell me, Milano, you don't even need to be drinking. I hope what you're drinking is not that Mai Tai with that sugar because we don't do no carbs. And I know QB's going to get me when he hears this live, but it's all good, babe. Everybody needs improvement. But I will say this. The only reason why I ever say I might tell him that he needs to improve his Spanish, one, so he can understand the culture better, and two, it puts you in a safer situation because if you understand the language, you know your surroundings, you got a heads up, and you can keep yourself from putting yourself in dangerous situations. A lot of guys that go into these places like Medellin, Colombia, they don't speak the language, so they don't know what they're getting themselves into. Not saying somebody who does speak the language is immune to getting into any troubles in any of these countries, but somebody who speaks the language or understands it a little bit has a better chance than somebody that doesn't understand or not speak at all. And perfect example, guys. I'm gonna drop a perfect example for you guys, and this goes on with why a lot of guys aren't getting the top tier women because a lot of these guys, you know, one, if they go for the baddie with the fatty, a lot of times there's no chemistry, so they have to drop down. But two, also some of these guys, if they got baddies, because I know there's some baddies, like perfect example, right? Guys don't talk about this, and I'm about to put y'all in game. And a little birdie told me, but I heard in La Vega, Dominican Republic, they be having some baddies there, bro. They be having some stunners. And they're from the countryside. They're humble. They ain't asking for a whole bunch of money, asking you all this. They're not chappy daughters. And you can actually have a good, solid relationship. But guys, you ain't got to have shit if you don't speak the language. You can't get them because you don't speak the language. And the ones that speak English, usually the girls that speak English, are the ones that aren't gonna have. They might. I mean, the Dominican women that speak English, you could have somewhat of a chemistry because you can understand them. But I firmly believe if you get one that doesn't really speak English, you'll have more of a humble side. Because once you get one that speaks English, she's not as humble as the one that doesn't. So if you get one from, say, if you get one from damn Puerto Plata that speaks English, right? Get one from the University of Puerto Plata that speaks English. She's gonna be less humble than somebody from La Vega that doesn't speak English, because she's gonna be more humble because she's from the countryside. She's not poisoned by that dog on social media. Because remember, if they know English, they can go on social media and look up all that crap, and digest it in a bad way. So, guys, you gotta learn the language. But on top of that, another reason why guys, like I said, going back to flyboy weight, the reason why the guys are not getting the top tier women that you guys expect them to, or they want to expect to, is because usually when they get these regular girls, the girls can relate to them more. Now, listen, guys, not everybody can be a QB passport flexer and get a baddie like that. Not everybody can. You know what I mean? And of course he's gonna say it's all about looks and all this other stuff. But I'm gonna pull his leg right about now, guys. His chick was with him when he had a little stomach, so that whole looks about you in shape. I mean, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't be in shape, but at the end of the day, she did like him for him. So he got a good, genuine girl. So it's you guys, you don't really have to be the fittest to get what you want, but it does help and you do want to live longer. A lot of times, guys sometimes don't have the patience. That's another thing. When we talk about consistency, when it comes to consistency, you know what's around the corner. Patience, guys. Think about it. This guy QB Passport Flexing was patient. That is why he got his baddie too. He was patient. You know what I mean? Patient and consistently going to Mexico. Well, and you guys don't have to go to Mexico to get your baddie, right? I know he's big on Mexico, but you guys ain't gotta go to Mexico to get your baddie. This is for any country. But at the end of the day, guys, a lot of these guys that are getting the average women, this is no shot to them. I'm just explaining how you can get the baddie if you want. And for the guys that you're seeing that are not getting the baddies, the reason why. It's not a real bad reason, because at the end of the day, guys, whether you get a baddie with a fatty or you get plain Jane, it still all remains the same at the end of the night when the lights shut off. And at the end of the day, it's all about your happiness. You need to be happy with whoever you were with, And if you're doing the mongering, most guys monger because they want ultimately that GFE, that girlfriend experience. And a lot of them want that PSC, that porn star experience. with the pro. But a lot of them, and I've talked to some of these guys too. For my mongers, I've talked to guys that went to Pattaya, Thailand, man. Not to shit on Pattaya, Thailand. You know what I mean? Shout out to Richie Mack and Zoom to Thailand. Probably got his name wrong, but Zoom to Thailand. Shout out to him and all the guys in Thailand and stuff. There's a lot of this, and I'm not mentioning him per se, but there's guys I know that I went to Thailand with, man, and these guys, like, they seen a bad Thai chick, and they didn't want to talk to her. I was like, why not? Why not? And they basically said, oh yeah, those type of women are stuck up. So a lot of guys, they're not getting baddies because they think they're stuck up. They have this notion like, oh, this chick is gonna expect too much. She'll never have a big head. She's gonna be this and that. So a lot of guys are insecure too. This is why a lot of guys are not getting their baddies with the fatties. Let's see who's out here. Oh, I would never expect this. Miko Worldwide Enforcer. Zoom to Talent was fighting homeboy over a lady boy. Yeah, buddy, man. Yeah, buddy. That's crazy. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna put no accusations on nobody. I don't know that, but that is wild. But you just this guy. Shout out to you, man. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, man. One of my favorite trolls. He's a hilarious, man. This guy's hilarious. But yeah, man. I mean, some of these guys just feel intimidated, man. You know, you got people saying, "Oh, Thailand ain't got no baddies." Bro, I didn't been to Thailand where I seen some women that look exotic, like they were mixed with Brazilian and stuff. I have the photos, but they're not YouTube friendly, unfortunately. If I was to show it, I would really have to edit some of those pictures. But Thailand does have some talent. But again, guys, a lot of these top tier women that y'all want to see on these videos and photos, you can't really film them because they got Western Union poppies. So they got Western Union poppies. You got that's another issue. You know what I mean? The chick don't want you filming her. She don't want the Western Union poppy. That's if it's Santo Domingo, Western Union poppy's pricing in 500,000. If it's Asia, it's probably 200 to 300. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy out here. These guys are loving them. Some of these foreign women. So, you know, some of these women can't even show themselves. You know what I mean? You know, i.e., like what Fly will always say. He said when he got with some of the top tier women, they don't want to show their photos. They don't want to be on camera. I get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. You know, some of them don't want to be on camera, fellas. But you know, some of these guys, and this puts another perspective why a lot of these guys are not getting the top tier women. And this could go for mongering or non-mongering. A lot of guys, when you're coming from the States, and I'm gonna keep stressing this again and cover on the last thing I was saying. A lot of these guys are insecure on getting a baddie. They're insecure. They're like, oh, this chick looks good. You know, she's not gonna really like me. She's gonna act stuck up. They have all these assumptions in their head without even trying, man. You know, like I said, I was in Thailand when some of my buddies, Pattaya, Thailand, Club 808 to be exact. I remember like it was yesterday. I actually want to go to Thailand right now, to be honest. But yeah, guys was like, oh yeah, she's stuck up. She ain't really gonna. She's gonna be bougie. She's gonna be this, and you don't know. Like you're assuming because you have low self-esteem and you feel like you're not good enough. That's the real reason why a lot of these guys aren't getting these stunners like they really want, because they in their head they're like, oh, she's too good for me. She's probably an ulterior motive. Listen, guys, For all you guys thinking you can't get something out of your league, I'm not the best looking guy. I'm not the most in shape guy, as you already seen in the boxing match. So, and I have gotten women out of my league, guys. So, if you have that mindset, you can't get a woman out of your league. I don't really think you should be cocky, but I think you should have some type of confidence in yourself where you want to try, because you only live once, guys. You only live once. You don't want to have that mindset later on in life. What if I did this? What if I did that? I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. Regrets is the worst feeling ever, because we all can get money. Infinity, right? We all can get money, right? And people say, oh, well, when you retire, you're not getting money. No, you can get money when you retire, because, I think after 67, you can actually work as much as you want and still get retirement. But we all can get some type of income if you have good health, and you're in your decent health and got all your vision and hearing. We all can get money. We all can't get time back, guys. We all can't get time back. You don't want to be one of those guys that's saying, I wish I would have tried to talk this chick. I wish I would have tried to bag this. If you're a monger, man, man, I know this baddie, I know this regular chick is costing $50, but I should have got this baddie for $70 or $60 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you want to get the most out of life. This is what this live is about. Getting the most out of life, guys. Don't shortchange yourself. You know what I mean? Don't shortchange yourself. You never want to shortchange yourself when it comes to traveling, because this is actually a privilege, guys. It's actually a privilege. And at the end of the day, this privilege can be taken away from you. Trust me. I've had it taken. I had the privilege taken away from me for 2 years, guys. So don't take this for granted. Never take this privilege of the passport for granted, guys. Go out there, get what you like. Now, if you're the type of guy that's like, oh, I don't care about looks, as much. Maybe you're an older guy, 40, late 40s, 50s, whatever. And maybe you're on that flyboy path. You're like, oh, I just want the chemistry. I don't want a baddie. Maybe I don't want to be on that QB passport flexing tip. Maybe I just want plain Jane that has a great personality and I can vibe with. Cool. Whatever floats your boat. But don't ever shortchange yourself and think, oh, I can't go here and get this type of woman. I can't do this. I even shout to Andrew's show. I keep telling him, I think he thinks I'm just blowing smoke up his culo. No diddy. I think he thinks I'm just saying this, but when I'm telling him on his lives, and I'll tell him to his face, I'm not even just saying to his face, but I'll tell him on his live, and I basically stand by this. I feel like if he went to Guadalajara, he would do good, because what I've seen in that area. Now, some people may say, oh, the women in Guadalajara, they're gorgeous. They're stuck up. Or they're gorgeous, but they have high expectations. I remember one guy, he said one time, a long time ago, I was talking to QB, and he was like, yeah, Milano ain't going to get no play in Guadalajara. That put the fuel in my fire. That put the battery in my back to really go to Guadalajara. Now, of course, I did not bag anything, right? Right, guys? I didn't bag anything, but at least I tried. I did get lucky with a couple of hot pros. But at the end of the day, I had fun. I actually met some cool people from Mexico City, learned something, on a different level of Mexico, because I learned that people from Mexico City, are actually get looked down on and get mistreated because of where they're from in Mexico City. So I learned some culture there. So even if I didn't get the stunner like my man QB Passport flexing, I still got something else that was just important. I got experience, I got fun, and guess what? Experience is like knowledge. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. Nobody can take experience away from you. If you get experience, that is almost as good as knowledge. Because there's some people that don't have the experiences that we have. If you go to Dominican Republic, right? Say if you go to Dominican Republic and you go to Santiago, right? And you mix with the locals or whatever you do, you have fun over there. A lot of people aren't able to go to Santiago, Dominican Republic. A lot of people aren't even able to fly overseas. A lot of people don't even have the balls to travel alone. Like I know some people, they won't get a passport unless somebody's ready to go with them. They refuse to travel overseas unless they won't even get a passport. They don't got a passport. They won't go over there unless somebody traveled them. And then I even know a guy, right, that used to work with me at Domino's. He would not go to Mexico unless his wife went with him because she spoke Spanish and she was Mexican American, but she didn't want to go to Mexico. But he would only go to Mexico with her. And she told him he should go by himself, even if he doesn't want to go with me or whatever. But I mean, because at the time, I think he wanted to do Cancun, and I really wasn't feeling Cancun like that at that time. I mean, I was technically still not feeling Cancun, even though I technically went to Cancun because I went to Tulum, but you know how that is. Shout out to Euless. I only went to Tulum just to hang out with Euless, and that was a great experience. But yeah, a lot of the people, man, they're not able to travel like a lot of us are. Never take that for granted, guys. Never ever take that for granted. You know, there's people who can't travel, can't afford to travel, in a situation where they might can't even leave the country. I got cousins that keep getting in trouble. They can't even leave the country, guys. So think about that the next time you say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to that baddie because she might reject me in a foreign country." Now I already know Austin Holloman, or as I like to call him, Austin Holloman. You know, he says black men can't get women overseas uh like the white men can, or to he basically saying, excuse me, a lot of white guys are pursued overseas before black men. I personally don't think that's true. I think everybody's their own individual. And I feel if you put in that work and try, you can achieve. Right, guys? I really feel like you can achieve if you put in that work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's a certain race of people because I mean I've teased QB, shout out to him. I teased QB about this guy Justin that's cool with Dave Bond. I'm like, bro, you'll never do a video on Justin, man. He's blowing you out the water, and there's nothing you would get on. And he said, yeah, I'll do a video on him. He ain't all that. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, even though he's Indian, he's doing his thing. And a lot of Indian guys are like, it's hard to say. I hate to say this, but Indian guys are considered in dating the Mexicans of dating, and no pun intended. No, I'm not throwing no shots at Mexicans. I love my Mexican people. I'm not disrespecting Mexicans and not trying to put y'all in a bad way. But how people look down on Mexicans in the States, that's how they look down in dating on Indian guys. And that's just how it is. And this is not my opinion. This is what, I'm not saying the women look down on them per se, but maybe some of the guys like, oh, if you're an Indian guy, you're not gonna have a chance like even a black man, a Tyrone or a Chad. You're not gonna have that chance like them. You know what I'm saying? And that's their opinion, but it doesn't mean it's facts. And you guys could and like I said, the guy Justin, he's proven that wrong, and you guys can prove that wrong. You know what I mean? Whether you're gonna go overseas and monger, or you're gonna go overseas and find you a girlfriend, whatever you're gonna do, just make sure you're gonna do it to the max, man. Make sure you're gonna do it to the max. Don't sit up here and shortchange yourself to appease other people. You know what I mean? Perfect example. When I got this chick, so-called BBW in Santo Domingo, a lot of guys clown me. She shaped like Campbell's soup. She's somebody's auntie. You went all the way to Santo Domingo for that? Yes. And they say, what? And I'm like, well, listen, here's the story. I didn't plan on being with this person, but because we had a good chemistry, I decided to give him a chance. Now, did I settle? No. It just happens that the chemistry with this person was so good that the person that I really was shooting for wasn't matching up to that chemistry. So that's why I brought it down a notch and dealt with that other person. Now, does that make me insecure? No. It's all about the chemistry. If I'm happy with this person, and not only that, the same person people are calling me about saying they're shaped like Campbell's soup or a BBW, auntie, whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy, guys. That's what it's about. It's about what makes you happy. You can't sit up here and please everybody. And there's guys, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, there's guys out here getting with women just to appease their homeboys. Your homeboys ain't being with this chick. You are. You got to be with somebody that's going to make you happy. You got to be with somebody that you have a good chemistry with, guys. A lot of these guys aren't getting stunners off Tinder. I repeat, a lot of guys aren't getting stunners off Tinder. I had a buddy, right? Same buddy that put me on to traveling. He was like, yeah, go on Tinder, bro. He was pushing me on to Tinder. He was like, man, a lot of my buddies are getting that smash on, whatever. And I was like, yo, are they stunners, whatever? He's like, yeah. And this is where I found out he was capping. Because a lot of these chicks, they got a good profile pic. The profile pic is fucking A1, bro. It's like top tier. Like the profile pic is like a, something out of a magazine. But if you see them in person, they look nothing. I'm gonna say nothing, but they don't look as good as their profile pic or what they post on Tinder, right? So I say this to say, a lot of these guys that are going on Tinder are not smashing top 10 stunners, And some of these guys, they're going on Tinder when they're in Colombia. Now, I personally think that's foolish, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you. When I went to Colombia, I didn't have to go on Tinder, bro. Even I had a Tinder account. I never even thought about going on Tinder in Colombia. What for? Is there a mall? Yes. Is there women in the mall? Yes. Can you talk to women in the mall? Yes. Well, why am I going on Tinder in Colombia? And I'm talking about Medellin, Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia, wherever in Colombia. Why am I going on Tinder if you could talk to the women in the mall? If you go anywhere in these countries, you find the mall, you can actually approach women in the mall. You might get rejected, you might get accepted. But guess what? It's better than getting regretted. You know what I mean? It's better than you having your regrets at the end of the day. Because guys, at the end of the day, you only have one life. You only live one life. You do not, guys, you do not want to sit up there and waste your life worrying about what if or if I could or living with regrets, man. You know? Now, some of these guys, I saw one guy, he was in Brazil. He got a chick, and I'm pretty sure he could have got something better in Brazil. And I'm not going to throw this guy on the bus because he was a really nice guy, and he didn't do nothing to me. And I'm just not on that time. But, some of the guys clowned him like, man, you went all the way to Brazil, and you went to a casa, and you smashed this, and this is what you bragging about? You flew all the miles to smash this? Listen, at the end of the day, it's your vacation. It's your vacation, it's your life. Whatever makes you happy, guys. Whatever makes you happy. This has to do with mongering and non-mongering. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this right now. A lot of you guys don't want to accept it. Y'all don't want to accept it. Y'all want to reject it. But y'all don't want to accept it. Y'all want to reject it. But y'all better respect it. Listen. At the end of the day, if you're going overseas for the pros, or you're going overseas for females to sleep with them who have sex, at the end of the day, you're an ex-tourist. You're a sex tourist. I'm just going to be honest. You're still it. It doesn't matter. It's in the name. I don't make these rules up. It's in the name. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't even give a damn if you're like, oh, well, I had to pay for it like the mongers do. Yeah, but guess what? You're still going to be considered in the same situation because you went overseas, right? Yeah. You was looking for a female, right? Yeah. She wasn't a pro, right? Yeah. You had sex with her, right? Yeah. Okay, you're still an ex-tourist. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You're still in the same bracket. You're no better and you're no worse. But at the end of the day, when you're going overseas, QB, shout out to you, QB. You heard me talking about you, huh? You gotta run it back so you can hear all the good stuff I was saying about you. I was talking about you. Your ears must have been ringing. Let me see. He said, "Make me a mod." All right. Let me see. Damn. How did? All right. I'm gonna make you a mod when I get off of here. I'm gonna make you a mod. Close up. This guy's funny. Yeah. Make me a mod. I'll probably be the first guy that ever makes QB a mod. Nobody wants to make him a mod for some reason. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Close your mouth. But QB, are you still in here? Let me know if you're still in here. I got a question to ask you. He probably left. You want to be made a mod, but listen, you already leaving. Look at you. You want to be made a mod, but you already leaving. And I had a question to ask you. There he goes. He ran off. He probably went to bed. Oh, okay. Yay. He's back. He's back. Yay. Okay. So I was telling a lot of people, right? And I did say this about you because I know you don't feel like rewinding the whole thing. But I did say this. I gave you credit because you've been with your chick 3 + 4 years. I've only known you 3 years, so I'm going off 3, but you said 4, so whatever, right? You've dealt with your girlfriend. I don't want to say main because then people start taking that, flipping around, and trying to bash people. So I'll say your girlfriend right now. And I tell guys, you was consistent. You had patience. This is why and how you got the girl you was supposed to get. I will say this though. I did say something against what you said. I know you're about looks max and going to the gym and everything, but I will say this: when you did have a little belly, your girl still accepted you. So you guys don't necessarily need to have a six pack um, to get the woman they want, but they have to be consistent like you and patient. You know what I mean? So I will say that. You know what I mean? But yeah, just wanted to say that. Do you agree with that? You know what I mean? Um, because at the end of the day, I know you're bigger on the workout, and I told them, listen, I'm not telling you not to work out because we all want to live. Yeah, I'm not telling nobody not to. Yeah, I know you say yes. However, losing my belly helps. Yeah. Now listen, I'm not against losing the belly because if you lose your belly fat, that also helps your sex game in the bedroom. And on top of that, you lose your belly fat, it keeps you away from other diseases that could possibly make you sick or kill you. You know what I mean? In the future. Or should I say delete you? Sorry. Shouldn't say kill. Whatever. It's alive. Whatever. I'm not even monetized. When am I even talking this way? Well, excuse me. But it does put you in a position where you will last longer as far as life in the bedroom when you work out more. So I'm not against that. You know what I mean? I will say that. But you don't have to have a six pack to get your girl. You can be slim and trim like a bicycle rim. You know what I mean? But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I know you usually go to bed. But yeah, I just want to tell guys, at the end of the day, get what you want, but don't shortchange yourself. Yeah, I kind of already knew you was going to bed. I know your bedtime, so I know when you go to bed. That's why I asked the question quick and was like, oh, he's going to bed. I've been knowing QB for 3 years, people. I know QB like the back of my hand. I think I know him probably better than my damn cats. Where are my damn cats? Oh my God, I hope the white one is not getting more pregnant again. Oh, okay. Good stuff. I'll check it out. But yeah, a lot of guys, they shortchange themselves. You know what I mean? And I even said with, Andrew Show, I know you need. I even said I feel like he would do good in Guadalajara, even though he doesn't have the physique. I really feel like he would do good in Guadalajara if he at least tried. Even if he doesn't get any women, he'll get some culture. I mean, look at me. You can't strike out as bad as me. I got a middle finger to me. I got rejected numerous times that I'm not gonna mention. You know what I mean? I literally had to mess with the pros. I had to mess with Uber Beats. You know what I mean? I had to mess with Uber Beats. And I ain't talking about the kind you call up for some food if you get my drift. But but I got to learn more about the culture. I had got to learn about the culture. I got to even learn about the people from Mexico City. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I would go back. I would go back to Guadalajara. I was actually supposed to go back before, but I was just like, how I am. I want to enjoy the summer here only because, and I know this is like personal, but it reminds me of every summer when me and my father used to go out and go to the beach and stuff like that. So that's probably why I'm so adamant about staying in the States during the summer. But I really feel like I should go out of the country because I'm not going to lie. Shout out to you as a traveler. When I went to Tulum, even though last year was a crazy year, I went to Havana, Cuba, which I know you kind of trolled me about. I got a great time in Havana, Cuba. Learned a lot of culture. Went to Tulum, Mexico, And yes, your boy did get laid in Tulum, Mexico. You seen that last vlog on Tulum, Mexico? What happened with that chick? Even being a nice guy still got blamed. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. So I went to Tulum, learned some stuff. Euless Travel showed me around, and then I went to TJ Tijuana and boxed with you, and still was able to travel and have a little bit of fun, even though I lost the fight. But at the end of the day, last summer was so epic. It was so crazy. I think last summer is going to blow this summer right here out of the water. I can't talk too soon because the summer's not over, but I don't think this summer is going to compete with last summer. I mean, you got to think, right? You got to think with last summer. I went to Havana, Cuba. You know what I mean? A place I wasn't even familiar with. Stayed with a family, and had an awesome time. Then the next month, went to Tulum, hung out with Euless the Traveler, ate tacos, went to parties, had a ball. Then went and got in the ring with you, fought you. Then, messed around in Tijuana, whatever. Smashed a Venezuelan pro that was a baddie, was a fatty. You know what I mean? From old Chicago. Didn't have to go to Hong Kong, baby. Didn't have to go to Hong Kong, baby. I'll let y'all do that. Cheapskate Jake prices. But it really wasn't too cheap, but I mean, for a Venezuelan baddie in old Chicago, she had that fire. She had that fire. She had so much fire. My man in the streets with Keith would have put her out. You know what I mean? You love staying with families. Yeah, I mean, because, dude, you get so much of the culture, QB. Like, I don't think, and I'll be honest with you, shout out to Black Man Travels, what's his fucking name? Black Man Travels, not BMT, but Black Man Travels, other guy. He was like, yeah, man, I'm not staying with no family. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I want my own space, and I get it. Shout out to Lord, woman, Lord, he was saying the same thing. He don't want to stay with families and all this, but guess what? If listen, you don't know until you try, right? And remember the whole phrase, QB, no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward. And I learned that through these past, I actually want to say I learned this probably past 2 or 3 years of traveling. And I'm going to tell you why, right? So, perfect example, right? No risk, no reward. I remember you was telling me, nah, don't mess with Cuba, man. Don't mess with Cuba, da-da-da. Y'all wouldn't mess with that, man. Do DR, do Dominican Republic. But when I went to Cuba, I gained so much experience in the culture and learned so much about it that when I go to Cubans, bro, and I tell them about my experience, they are blown away. You see this face right here with the mouth open? That's how they're looking at me when I tell them about my experience. That is how they're looking at me when I tell them about my experience. They are blown away. A Cuban chick was like, what? And they know it's official like a referee with a mother effing whistle because I named certain stuff like, oh, yeah, this pizza, I had this, but I had this, da-da-da-da, and then I show them my TikTok, right? But I don't even have to show them my TikTok. Once I start naming certain stuff and saying certain stuff, I'm in like Flynn, man. They already know I know the culture. And that actually makes me feel good, and it actually makes me look good because they know I know about the Cuban culture. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guys can't go to these Cuban women and tell them they went to Cuba because they're like, oh, well, they think I went there for hookahs. They're going to think I went there for hookahs. But when I tell them about my Cuban experience, QB, even though I'm a full-fledged monger and I full-fledged monger over there, they don't even have that in their head. That's the crazy thing. Now, you might have it in your head because you already know what I'm about. You know me for 3 years, but QB, you already got the footnotes, so you kind of cheated a little bit. You already know about me. You already got the footnotes about me. But they don't got the footnotes about me. So when I put on a good presentation, and I know you're a salesman, so you should know. When I put on a good presentation, yo, they give me props, no hesitation, my man. They give me props, no hesitation. They're like, yo, I remember I met this cute Cuban chick. She looked like that Cuban singer, Camila, something like that sings that song Havana with featuring Young Thug. Yo, when we were talking, yo, she was blown away about my experience in Cuba, man. I'm telling you, internationally known, nationwide respected. Feeling like the president, but I still didn't get elected. Messing with these foreign baddies, got these black American women feeling disrespected. Aye. But you know what I mean? Like, the experience was epic, man. And then even though the chick that I was dealing with here, she said I was going to lose to you in the ring, I still didn't listen to her. My mom told me not to do it. I still didn't listen. Why? Because I got to compete in the ring, and I can't blame nobody but myself, but I can also take it as a learner lesson, and I can also say that I competed instead of being an incel, looking on the TV, looking at the gladiators on the TV. I could say I was a gladiator on TV. You know what I mean? Because either you a win cell or you an incel. QB, are you sleeping? Drop a comment. I want your intel. Bars. Jamie. Yeah, I do stay with families, though. I'm not going to lie, man. Now, I mean, I'm not going to lie. He said, listen, how'd you like them bars, QB? How'd you like But yeah, man, I mean, I'll be honest with you, even stay with the Mexican family I'm staying with right now, right? I actually, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Before I went in the ring with you, I remember I was supposed to go check out Euless the Traveler in Tulum, right? And I had this not apartment. I had this house that they were gonna rent, this modular home for rent for $700 a month, bro. And I could have got in like Flynn, but I rejected because I was like, yo, I'm happy here. It's cool, whatever. And you probably gonna think I'm crazy, like, man, 700. I know you could afford that. It wasn't even about affording it. It was just that I was paying 400 a month, bro. Utilities included. I remember you told me about, moving to Mexicali, excuse me, and working in California. I'll say California because I can't say the other. But to be honest with you, even if it's 400 a month, you're not counting, or 500 a month, you're not counting utilities. If it's hot as hell in Mexicali, I'm going to have the AC on all day when I'm not even there, just to keep it cool, right? So utilities is going to run my ass up. But that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, do I pay 400 a month with utilities included? Or do I go somewhere and pay 700 plus utilities? So that's why I'm like, 700 plus utilities? Now, mind you, I would have had my own yard. I would have had my own privacy. My mom's like, oh, man, when you got that DUI, you would have been stressed out. Nah, because I would have been good. I would have just been coming home with the lights off all the time. You know how cheap I get, QB. I would have had the lights off all the time. You know what I'm saying? I would have even got a bottle of water just to take a shower, whatever to save money. But, I mean, I will say this, staying with the family has helped me with the culture. I think I showed you a video where I went to a Mexican cookout, so I got to immerse in the culture, see how they move and everything like that. So, I mean, even staying with the families, I know a lot of guys against it. I know it. But at the end of the day, you got to understand, it depends on you and how you move. You stay with the family, you learn about the culture. When I went to Havana, Cuba, the family looked out for me. They told me the rules and regulations, and they told me how to move, what's legal, what's not. A lot of guys don't know if you're caught with marijuana, you're doing 5 years in the pen, bro, in Cuba. A lot of people don't know that. But see, I was hanging with the family, so they put me on the game. Now, I'm not into that the grass. I don't smoke the grass, so I don't really care. But it's good to know. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? I would have never knew that if I wasn't with the family. And you gotta remember, shout out to Flyboy Wade. I see it on his video. Dude was talking about he's eating. He said he was starved until the next day because the girls he was with was like, okay, we could eat, but we're gonna eat I think some mayonnaise and bread. And he couldn't and he wasn't trying to stomach that, so he went to bed hungry. Bro, I never went to bed hungry. No cap. And I know you're gonna say you never go to bed hungry. You always eat. No carbs. I know that, QB. I'm gonna do better. But listen, at the end of the day, I never went to bed hungry, bro. Like they was ready to go in the kitchen and chef something up, chef something spectacular, bro. So when you're living with a family, they got food on deck, good, wholesome, uh, good quality food, bro. You know what I mean? They got good quality food. So at the end of the day, I'm winning. Why you said what WTF? What you said what? What do you gotta explain that, man? Yeah, explain that. Said WTF. How much was your spot in Cuba? Fresh was paying $90 a night for that crazy spot he had with 3 balcony views. Oh, $90 a night, bro. I was paying $30 a night, Cheapskate J price, baby. And I'm gonna put in the comments here just y'all know it's real, so y'all know it's good. Hold on a second. Yeah, I want to make sure y'all know it's real. Yeah, $30 a night, baby, with internet included. That motherfuckers paid $90 a night. Oh, so wait, QB said, "What the? Are you talking about the $90 a night, man? Oh man, $90 a night." So QB, when we going to Cuba, baby, I got you. We're gonna stay with the fam. We're gonna stay with some black people. He said, "I'm gonna, bro, 90." How much was just like Cuba? Fresh was paying $90 a day for that. Yo, it is crazy, dude. Dude, paying $90 a night to eat bread and mayonnaise. Yo, QB, now you got these young cats and they like these slum cats, all the dumb raps talking about their fun stacks. When I see them in the street, they don't be saying none of that. They ain't Playboy. Where the fuck is the Hummer at? Who is that, Jay-Z? Nah, shout out to him, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not gonna lie. Staying with the homestay. Let me see. Staying with the homestay got me eating good, baby, and it was organic. Like, bro, and now QB, I know you're against pasta. I know you don't like carbs, and then it's not like you don't like them. You're into fitness. I get it. We see the results. You're slim, trim like a bicycle rim. You got Kevin Gates. You giving Kevin Gates a run for his money, baby. I get it, right? I'm trying to get you like you one day, right? But the noodles they had at the homestay, bro, they were so organic that they literally said that shit is not, it's not gonna stick to you like regular BS noodles. Now you probably agree, disagree, whatever, carb is carb, whatever it is. But I will say this, bro, and this is no cap. Now you're probably gonna say, well, you still look chubby when you went to Tulum. But I will say this, when I came back from Cuba and I did a live, even though I was bashing you on that live at the time, people noticed the weight loss. They noticed the big difference, bro. Like, Cuba has good organic food, and that family gave me good home cooked organic foods, man. Like, and I had seasoning. Like a lot of these restaurants you go into Cuba, you're not getting good seasoning, bro. Like, some of their food is good. I went to good quality restaurants, but like, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the places you go to, if you go to these restaurants, their food is not top line. When I had my home cooked meals, they were top of line, man. I kid you not. And we wasn't eating no mayonnaise and bread. Yeah, that's some cheapskate Jake prices. But I will tell you guys right now, August 1st, I will have to pay $500 a month, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me. That's why I got a second job. You know what I mean? DoorDash is acting funny right now, so I end up replacing them with a second job, which is good anyways. I don't really care because I'll be honest with you guys, DoorDash actually makes you use up more mileage on your car and less money. Like, people talk about DoorDash as entrepreneur and all this stuff. Listen, bro, they could fire you like any other company. I'd rather be with a second job and get the pay plus the tips, like the hourly pay plus the tips on a second job, where you double your money. As DoorDash, you'll be on boss, but you can make an average of hourly $13 an hour, versus if I work someplace like Marco's Pizza as a part-time job and I'm making average $15-17 an hour, and it's like 25% of my money or 50% of my money is tax free, I'm doing good. You know what I mean? Because the trips, the deliveries aren't even that far. But when you deliver for DoorDash, bro, you're going a lot of miles, bro. Like, I did a lot of miles on that damn car. I got over 200,000 miles on my Honda CRV. Believe it or not. JB's gonna get me. QB, did you send this motherfucker? Did you send this dude after me? QB's like, yeah, you talking about my Spanish, bro. I'm gonna send one of my Cali homies on you, cuz. I'm gonna send one of my Cali homies on you, low. California love. But yeah, I mean, it's not A1, but it's getting better. I'm gonna just put it like you, Jamie's. When I work at and I'm not scared to mention what I work at because it don't even matter. You can have them get rid of me even if they wanted to. So even if people know where I'm working, it don't even matter. Pizza Hut, they have me daggone translating for people who come in that's Hispanic, sometimes Mexican, Venezuelan. They don't know what to order. I got to come up there and translate the food. So it actually makes me better a lot of times. Certain stuff I don't know, like, certain vegetables or whatever. But say if they the total, then I'm just putting an example. Say if they have a total of $49 or whatever, or $49.50, I'll say 50, meaning $50, right? You know what I mean? If they say, oh, I got $19.25, I'll just say $20, and then, espérate para cambio, wait for your change, right? I'll do something like that. Like, I'm not A1, but I'm A1. I'm A1, but not the steak sauce. You know what I mean? So I'll do stuff like that, and like I said, they called me up there to translate. So I help them out. You know what I mean? Really, it should be throwing me a tip. I mean, not even a tip, a raise, but we ain't gonna talk about that now. But yeah, a lot. I have a couple of the Latinas. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I seen a chick. She was from Dominican Republic, bro. She was from Santiago, and I could tell because she was really light bright. QB, you would not. QB, if you seen her, I swear to God, you would have been like, yo, Milano, you might need to take a trip to doggone Santiago, man, because I know you cleaning up and you clean up good in Dominican Republic. You need to take a trip to Santiago. This chick was light, bright. She was light and bright like Ice Spice, minus the attitude. She was pretty, thick, everything. And she was Dominican from Santiago. So I do definitely want to check out Santiago because I heard they got them light, bright, thick Dominican chicks there. You know what I mean? Maybe my complexion can help. Whatever it is, what it is. but yeah, I was able to speak Spanish to her, and a lot of people that have Hispanic, they come there, they show me a lot of love, which I try to tell QB Pat from Flexing. He's like, oh no, hell no. He'd be like, hell no, you ain't Hispanic, bro. You ain't Mexican, you ain't Dominican, you ain't Puerto Rican, you're black. I'm like, bro, how they look at me is a different way, bro. Like I can't help it, man. That Latin hood pass is a different story. You know what I mean? But yeah, staying with the Mexican family, it actually helped me out a lot. You know, it's really chill out here. I'm out in the country. Like I can make loud noise, whatever, and I'm good. I could talk late at night. You know what I mean? It's really chill. Now, this is why I'm saying, QB, you visit Mexico, right? And I give you props, but to actually know of the Mexicans, bro, like you know, I now you know of the white Mexicans, but listen, when you go to Mexico, you gotta know Mexico as a whole. And I'm not saying you gotta go to every spot and learn Mexico, but you also gotta learn not just the white Mexicans, but the brown Mexicans. Because the brown Mexicans are actually, I'll be honest with you, they're more humble than the white Mexicans. I'm not even being funny, bro. Because I saw this brown Mexican dude. We were talking, and when I told him, I know you're gonna love this. When I told him about me getting rejected, well, not even get rejected, but I told him I got rejected in Guadalajara, and then I told him about the girl sticking me a middle finger. There's a difference. Remember this, QB. There's a difference. Me getting a middle finger is not rejection. I don't count it as rejection. If you want to count rejection, that's fine. But it's still a rude gesture, right? He said, "Yo, them chicks are stuck up. They even rejected me and stuff. Like that's just how they are." So, um, the brown Mexicans are more down to earth than the white Mexicans. So, if you're gonna be learning about the Mexican culture, learn about the brown too, not just the white and tight. $30 and I had it on it with internet included. Oh yeah, yeah, man. They asked for like a little extra money for the internet. I just threw them like $10 extra, and that was like a tip. But I mean, if you really say, and it's really not even $40 a night because remember, it's $30 plus maybe a tip, $10 tip. Then do them $10. But yeah, bread and mayonnaise, bro. Bread and mayonnaise. He literally said that's what is their meal in fucking Cuba because they're so poor. Bread and mayonnaise. Like that's what I'm saying. Like dudes want to be like, oh, I want my own place, man. I want my own place. I want to be with a family. Yo, I'm telling you, the fam looks out for you, baby. They cook for you. You know what I mean? They get that estómago bueno. Tu estómago muy bueno. Mucho comida. ¿Tienes hambre? No problema. Mucho comida en tu estómago. Muy, muy suave. Tú sabes. How you like that, JBs? How you like that? So they get you right. Get you tight. So you cap some all motherfucking night. But yeah, they get you right. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hell, QB said hell no. QB said hell no. He said them girls are too skinny. Well, not all of them are skinny, QB. You seen the chick, the round and brown that was looking at me, man. She wasn't skinny. She was thicker than a Snicker, and she wanted to fuck with her. You know what I mean? I may love that one. I'm not gonna lie. The one that's in my intro that be looking in the camera, I may love that one. I ain't gonna lie. I capped him. I capped my pro that night. I'm not even gonna front. I capped my pro that night. any and everything you thought of that could happen in the bedroom happened too. If FY, I like beef. I mean, yeah, but there's not a lot of beefy women in Mexico like that either. Because they tight and white. Excuse me, they ain't beefy like that. You know. He said, "Going to bed now. Dormiendo en tu cama. Ah, hasta luego. Buenas noches, amigo. QB passport flexing. At 2 minutes, I want bread." This motherfucker said, at 2 a.m., I don't want no bread and mayonnaise. And motherfucker said, this motherfucker said at 2 a.m., I don't want no bread and mayonnaise, bro. Are you serious? Shout out to Swisher Camp. Make sure you stay on, baby. Don't go to bed like QB past reflection. Hold on, I'm coming to you. Yo, that comment's crazy, man. at 2 a.m. I might have to screenshot this. I might have to screenshot this. I might have to screenshot this. Yeah, I ain't got sent to nobody but you, man. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna be going back to my BS like back in the day. I might send it to my mama. On my mama though. I might send it to my mama though. On my mama. Shout out to Jay Rollo. Good thing he got back home safe and sound. Shout out to him. I want pink tacos. This motherfucker said, I want pink tacos. QB, if it's white, it's gonna be tight, and you're gonna be a captain that all mother effing night. Yeah, man. He's like Flyboy said. He said he had some bread and they wanted bread and mayonnaise on it. I can't relate, bro, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Shout out to Euless, man. Euless was like, bro, you paid too much for these people to cook for you, bro. But I got good quality meals. I'm telling you right now. Yo, they cook me late night. If it's after 2 in the morning, bro, like if it's 2 in the morning, I could get it for 10. If it's like 3 plus, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, even 5 o'clock in the morning, I know that sounds weird right now, I'm saying, but you never know. But if it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I gotta pay that 15 for them to cook it. Cause the dude that showed me around is already like fucking. And I ain't gonna lie, the son can actually chef up really good. I actually think the son is probably almost better than the mom. So he can really chef up. So $15 for a whole meal. I know it sounds crazy. 3 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning for a good whole meal. I'll pay 15. It's worth it. Because guess what? I'm getting seasoned. I'm even getting juice with it. I usually get water with it though, because after having all the alcohol, I want to get that crap out of me. Cubans will treat you right as long as you show love and respect. Exactly, man. Hopefully you show that love and hit that like button, man. But yeah, you're right, man. They will show you love. They're very hospitable, man. They're very hospitable in Cuba, man. They show you a lot of love, man. That's why I was telling my man in Cuba. I was telling my man Swisher Camp, man, he need to go out there, man. If Swisher Camp's like, yo, I'm going on this date, and he says, Milano, I want you to come out there with me. I'll be like, yeah, I'll come out with you. Especially if you stay at the house with the family, because I would actually tell him to stay with the family because I know he'll get taken care of. And my boy Swisher Campbell definitely won't be eating no mayonnaise and bread that night or any other night. No cap. Mexican women look weird, bro. Like, show me one with a better body than a Jamaican female. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's great. Oh, man. Cubans will always show love as long as you respect them. Yep. Yeah, that's big facts, man. That's big facts. Dudes be saying they have women overseas, but I bet they won't turn down 500 to sleep with a monger. Yeah, yeah, that's just great. Mm. Oh yeah, I'm telling you right now, Cuba is lit, man. Like if you went and I was like, yo, all you gotta do is stay at the place I'm staying. Like you stay there, and I'm gonna book it there. Um, and I'll stay with you, maybe a room down from you, whatever it is, and I'll introduce you to family, and we go on trips, and we good. You know what I mean? We split it 50-50, whatever. But I'm telling you, bro, you go to Cuba, your experience will blow a lot of these guys out the water. And I'm not trying to mention no YouTubers. I'm not trying to take no shots. I'm being good this year. But I'm going to just be honest with you. Your experience will blow a lot of YouTubers that have been to Cuba. Your experience will blow their experience out the water. And that's no cap. Because you're hanging with the family. And when I mean not just the family because it sound good, because it look good, because it is good. Not only that, but you're with locals that know the area and know where to go and what not to do. A lot of these guys are freestyling, man. They're freestyling. They're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stay at this hotel, this Airbnb, and I'm gonna do this and that, yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, you're gonna do this, yada yada yada. But okay, do you know where you're going? No, I'm gonna just have a taxi take me here. Do you speak Spanish? No. I don't speak Spanish too much. Do you have, do you have any idea where to go? Well, I'm gonna sit. My boy said to go here. Excuse me, right? Their boy said to go here, but yet a person that's from there that shows you around, right? Perfect example, right? I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example of what I mean, right? It's gonna paint a perfect picture. People told me, and certain people told me, go to L&M Club, right? Shout out to L&M Club. I don't bash it. I don't hate it, but I'm gonna just be honest with you. When I went there, it was dead. It wasn't popping. When I went to L&M Club in Havana, Cuba, and on top of that, they want to try to charge you. But I was like, look, well, let me walk through before I pay y'all this X amount of dollars. I forgot how much they were paying. I think it was like $8 or $7, whatever, right? So I was like, well, let me walk through. Let me walk through before I pay this money to the crew. You get what I'm saying? Man, that shit was dead. It wasn't even popping, bro. Man, the VNS bar is popping more than L&M, bro. The VNS bar is popping more than L&M. But people will tell you go to L&M bar, it's popping. Shout out to Flyboy. He even told me to go to L&M bar. But VNS bar will blow L&M out the water. Shit. Havana, Casa de Musica will blow. Casa de Musical will blow VNS, and it will blow VNS, and it will blow L&M bar out the water because it has culture. There's pros there. There's non-pros there. If you don't want to mess with pros, they got non-pros there. And they got non-pros that from different countries, maybe from Spain, wherever. My crew guy was hollering at chicks from Spain, bro. So you can get your Mac on and you ain't got to do the pay for play. You ain't got to be like me, baby. I want better for y'all Negroes. You know what I mean? I want better for y'all. Because I want all these pros for myself, to be honest with you, low key. I want all these pros to myself. But anyways, they got pros and they got non-pros out there. But they got beers, bro. They got beers that are like cost, I think 40, 50 cents, bro. Presidente from that are, the Presidente from Dominican Republic. They got Presidente beers at 40, 50 cents. I'm gonna say 50 cents just to be so make sure I'm accurate. If it's 40 cents, whatever. It's a 10 cents different. They got beer for like 50 cents there, bro. Are you serious? Beer for 10 cents. I mean, not 10 cents. Beer for 50 cents. Beer for 50 cents. You got non-pros and pros out there. So if you want a pro and you don't feel, and say if you go after the non-pros, and say if you dance with some women, whatever, and it doesn't work out, right? And the chicks strike out, you can deal with the pros. You got options. At Havana Casa de Musica, you got options, baby. Like if I took you to, bro, I'm not gonna even lie, bro. I wouldn't even take you to Salt Sucar Bar on the first night. Switch Camp. I wouldn't even take you there. Listen, I'm gonna blow your top off. No Diddy. No malice. No malice and no Diddy. I'm gonna blow your top off. I'm gonna bring you to Havana Casa de Musica. I'm gonna get you right with that. You're gonna see all the culture. There's gonna be pros and non-pros. You're gonna get to dance and you're gonna get to drink beer for cheap, bro. And I think to enter there, it's like $7 or something like that to enter. Something like that, $6, $7. And you could drink beer for 50 cents, whatever. It's cheap. And then you could dance with the girls. There's pros and non-pros. So you good. You know what I'm saying? And if you strike out with the non-pros, or say if you get the non-pros number, and you're like, man, I don't feel like waiting. They got pros around there outside that club and inside that club. So if you want to have some love that night, you want something fast and easy like some McDonald's late night, straight pipe. You spit your game, but you didn't spit it right, and you don't want to wait for the whole night. You know, those pros are gonna get you right. You know what I mean? Casa de Musica, Habana Casa de Musica, gonna get you right, man. So I would take you there. That's the first time I'm taking you. Like I'll be like, yo, we gotta take him to Habana Casa de Musica. We gotta get him right. Unless you got something else that's more culture. Excuse me. I know he probably got the art club or whatever. I forgot, not the art club. It's the art museum, something like that. Unless he got that, I'm gonna have to get you. I'm gonna have to get you. I'm gonna have to get you right with that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to get you right with that. So that's what I would do. I would get you Havana Casa de Musica, unless the dude the family son got something better. That's what I'm gonna hit you with. That's gonna be my 2-piece. That 2-piece, it's gonna let you know shit is real. Then the next day, during the day, we either gonna go to a beach or he gonna bring you to a little festival or whatever that they be having. Cause I know he wanted to bring me to a festival, but I slept late. And it was a festival where they had dancing, salsa, everything, bro. I forgot. I think it's only on Sundays or something like that. I think he was telling me. But yeah, you know, you get right there, yo. I'm telling you, you in like Flynn, man. You in like Flynn. You in like Flynn, baby. You in like Flynn. You in like Flynn. And you know, dudes can. I'm gonna highlight this because dudes can talk about the homestay all they want. Like I said, I said it before. I'll say it again, and I stand on this. I don't even think Black Man Travels had the experience I had with him staying at the Airbnb. Because you gotta remember, bro, I'm with locals. When you just take a taxi to go somewhere, yeah, you can look this up. You can, and this is not taking shots at him because I don't have no problem. But I'm just being honest. Like when you stay with the locals, they show you what is what, man. They get you in where you fit in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really school you to a lot of stuff because you don't know everything about Cuba. And certain shit that you think, oh, well, it's a third world country. I assume I could do this. You can't be doing that assuming, bro, and you in Cuba. That assumption gonna get you slumped in. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody off, but like I said, when I told y'all you have weed on you, you get 5 years in jail. I'm not even bullshitting. I'm not even capping. So I don't smoke weed, so I like I said, I don't smoke marijuana, so I don't have to worry about that situation. But I'm just saying, somebody be like, oh, well, it's a third world country, I can at least smoke marijuana. Because I'll be honest with you, perfect example, right? When I used to go to Thailand, this was before Thailand legalized marijuana, right? One of these guys at my job at Domino's was like, yeah, I want to mess with pros and do heroin, right? I was like, bro, you can't do heroin in the third world country. Why not? I thought it was legal there. I was like, nah, bro, you're thinking about Colombia or maybe Mexico, but really they don't even have that stuff. It's mostly cocaine or whatever. He was like, well, I could do coke. I said, well, listen, you can't even do marijuana in Thailand. It's a felony there. So you can mess with the pros, but you can't mess with no drugs there. And he didn't understand that. And I said, if you went to Mexico or Colombia, you could probably do the white girl. As long as you do a usage, you could do the white girl without anybody bothering you if you're just doing a small amount. He thought in Thailand he could do it, but you can't. Because he's thinking, oh, if you go overseas, they approve you doing drugs. No, that's not every part of overseas. That's what people need to understand, man. That's not every part of overseas. Excuse me. You gotta understand that. You cannot be doing any type of drugs overseas and thinking you're going to get away with it. You gotta know the laws, the rules, regulations. This is why staying with the family helps, man. But these guys, they want to be ignorant. Oh, I don't want nobody in my business. I don't want nobody knowing what I'm doing. Listen, bro, we're adults. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck. As long as you're up front, it's all good, baby. As long as you're up front, you're good. It ain't like you hot. We're adults. They know you want women. They know you want to have a good time. They know you're a man. You have needs. Whether you're doing it, whether you're trying to get women financially or organically, they know you're a man with needs. You're a single man with needs on vacation. They know that. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You guys think you get these organic women in Colombia in just a week? Bro, that shit ain't working, bro. So all you dudes talking about y'all went to Cuba and y'all ain't messing with no pros or no hookers, y'all cap. Y'all big cap, bro. Y'all messing with the what do you say? Prepagas. You messing with the prepagas. Shout out to you, listen. Y'all messing with the prepagas. Y'all ain't getting it for free. Stop lying, bro. You're not getting it for free. Because the same chick that y'all had on your picture, and I'm not putting out no names, I seen her on Instagram. Not on Instagram. I see her on Tinder. We talked. She's for sale, baby. Stop it. Because she said she had customers that week. Or whatever. Stop it. Stop it. You guys are paying, bro. And that's fine. You're on vacation. There's no need to be ashamed of it. But just remember, bro, staying with the family is going to get you better results than staying by yourself. You want to be an introvert, incel, whatever, that's fine. But I'm telling you, if the family's showing you around, bring you around, putting you on the game. You might be like, oh, I'm not trying to spend X amount of dollars. I'm not trying to spend this money. Listen, bro. I spent $30 a night, and I'm pretty sure the payment I pay these guys to show me around, I probably spent more. But at the end of the day, I'd rather put more in the people's pocket of showing me around and drive me around than putting the money in pocket of a hotel. Let's go back to the hotel that people saying, yeah, $90 a night? Oh, come on, bro. I paid 30. Dude's paying dude paying $90 a night? Oh man. Mucho más. No me gusta. Estoy muy tacaño, tú sabes. Tacaño Jake is aquí. I cannot be paying for this. I do not, no tengo dinero para ti. I cannot do it, guys. I cannot do it. Sorry. I cannot be paying the $90 a night. Now listen. Everybody has their way of moving. Everybody moves how they move, but I cannot be paying $90 a night, bro. That's too much. It's too much. $90 a night? Maybe in Mexico I could probably do that. Not in Cuba. Cannot do that. Yo soy puedo. Yo no soy puedo. I can't. Can't do it. Sorry. Cheesecake rules. But yeah, man. A lot of these guys, they want to put on a facade that they're not spending, they're not doing this, bro. Believe me, if you're saying a week, 2 weeks, it's not enough to get a regular Cuban girl. Don't let them cap you. Don't let them lie to you. They're doing prepagas. They're doing pay for play. And that's fine, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But just remember, you want to know the culture because at the end of the day, bro, excuse me, that is what's going to get you the experience, and that's going to get you a better vacation. You know what I mean? When you stay with the family, you can learn the rules and regulations. If you're not staying with the family, you don't know nothing about Cuba. There's certain regulations you don't know in Cuba that they got that even you'd have to really do some heavy research. People are like, oh, well, all you gotta do is read it. Nah, man. The locals know certain stuff that you can't look up, man. So be safe out there, guys. Get your prize. Get into some thick thighs or even some skinny thighs. And don't ask why. It's your boy Milano. Signing off, Appreciate y'all. We hour 30 minutes. I think I get them hours up. But I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that joined the chat. I appreciate everybody that went to join the chat. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my trolls. Shout out to everybody of you. You know what I mean? It's your boy Milano. If you missed the live, please leave a comment. Even if you end the live, leave a comment. It helps the video. It helps the channel with the algorithm. Hit that thumbs up when you get a chance. Holla at your boy. Till next time.